Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. I know I haven't been on live for a while and there's been a bit of a reason. And so I thought today was the day that I'll get back into them and give you a bit of an understanding of what's been going on for me and also a bit of my story, because I know I have shared bits over time, but there's been a lot that I've never shared, and I just feel that at the moment I'm coming up to a 5-year anniversary, and so it seems really important to me. So, for those of you who have never met me before, I am Jen Sheraton. I am an entrepreneur, I am a mentor, and I am super passionate about helping network marketers build their business online using social media in really authentic ways. So this is me getting vulnerable and authentic about my journey, specifically over the last 5-10 years, because I want you to realize that no matter where you are in your life, your journey, that anything is possible if you want it to be. So, bit of backstory. I've been in the corporate world for a really long time, and I had quite a full-on career. I kind of got burnt out and decided that I've always been an entrepreneur, that I wanted to have my own business. So I started making candles, melt soaps, and was doing them on the weekends at markets. Anyway, it grew to be quite a big business over time. I was selling them in stores all over Australia. I actually then quit my job to do it full time. And it got to a point where it was taking over my house. So I got a space, had a bricks and mortar shop, all the things. And I've learnt a lot from having a brick and mortar business where you're the person producing all the products, having to do the marketing, the whole lot. Like, we were making all the products ourselves, or I was. So it got to a point that it burnt me out. I couldn't maintain. I was working 7 days a week, 16-hour days, not having a life, and it burnt me out. So I went back into having a job so that I could, pay the bills. At this point, I moved away with my partner at the time, and we started a new life somewhere else. Things, I think are going great, getting myself, back on my feet, finding out what was my purpose in life, came across some fantastic teachings and did Bob Proctor's course for 13 months. So I, knew that there were bigger and better things still ahead for me. I wasn't giving up just because that business didn't last. It lasted over 5 years. So if you're in small business, to get past that 5-year mark is actually quite an achievement. And I learned a lot from that experience. So come 5 years ago this month, which is why I've been dealing with some stuff, my partner got some money. He decided that he was going to leave the country and go on his merry way. Unfortunately, a few weeks before that, the company that I was working for had gone not bankrupt, but they went bust, and I lost my job immediately. So I was in the process of trying to find a job. Anyway, he gave me a deadline of when he was moving out. Big shock, wasn't expecting that. And there was no way I could pay the rent on my own, because I was actually still paying a mortgage for a house that I co-owned in another city. So I went back to my family who were living in the house that I co-owned and said I need to come back. They wouldn't allow me to move back in. So I was at a crossroads. I was unemployed because I'd lost my job. I was now all of a sudden single, so I'm dealing with a relationship breakup. I'm still living in the same house or unit with the guy. I now find I've got nowhere to live. So it was like this whirlwind had just come, this storm. And I will be forever grateful. And I'm going to try not to cry during this live, because I want to be real that what I went through, a most beautiful person in my life, my cousin, took me in with her 5 girls. I went and lived with them for 6 months because I fell into quite a deep depression. I was suicidal. I just, I was lost. I was really, really lost. I have never in my life been in that position. I've never been, unable to get a job and never been in such debt. Unfortunately, that was a byproduct of that relationship. was I ended up in a lot of financial debt. So she took me in with her help, and just to make me get out of bed some days, and then also finding a really good psychologist after a doctor had given me some drugs that should never have been given to me because I was a zombie. So I'm very grateful for then the right people that came into my life. I rebuilt my life. I got myself a job. I got myself back on my feet. I started paying off all my debts with that job. I still had a long way to go with a financial settlement with my family because I was still paying this mortgage. So I couldn't afford to rent anywhere else, and I couldn't afford to buy something else. So after quite some years, I got that sorted, and that enabled me to now purchase the unit that I sit in today. So it took a lot of hard work, and I was still not earning great money back then. And so this will be over 2 years ago, so about halfway point of my 5-year journey. I knew that I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, even though I had a job. That was just to get me back on my feet. I knew that I would not stay in that forever, but I'm good at what I do, and I was enjoying it. It gave me purpose in life again. And that's really important, you know, when you go through these hard times, is find what's your purpose. And I really want to talk about this because if you're in that place where I was, just know that you don't need to stay in that place. So I've built myself up, worked really hard. I came across a company called Attraction Marketing and starting to learn all these new skills of how to build my network marketing business, because I always kind of been involved in one way or another with a network marketing business, and I knew that this was another avenue for me to earn money. I learnt so many great skills, started actually, you know, selling and actually being profitable with a network marketing company, which was like brilliant. I got to a point with all my different income streams, I'm very big on multiple streams of income, that I bought a second unit. So I now have 2 properties, which, you know, I think back to 5 years ago, I had nowhere to live. And here I have this ability to do this. And this is what I want to give you encouragement. I'm not here to skite about where I'm at, because I've worked bloody hard. I'll just be honest. Like, I worked my backside off to achieve what I've achieved. And I will not apologize for it, because I think if you've gone through hard things in life and then you are achieving the things that you want, don't apologize to anybody for it. And so I'm a very big believer, if you've been following me for a while, I'm very big on manifesting, positive affirmations. All the things I have achieved in these 5 years, that has been a part of it. It has been a huge part of what I have done. And I certainly put all this out to the universe. I, you know, manifested the things I wanted in life. I've now got to a point where I have a 6-figure income. Like 5 years ago, I was so broke. I was on welfare. I was on Centrelink. I was like, I couldn't afford to eat. I was just so in a bad place. I now have this income that allows me to live the life that I would like to live. It also allows me to do things that I, at one point in time, didn't think was possible. So I'm literally in the process at the moment of selling these 2 properties and buying a bigger place for myself. It's got all the things that I wanted and need for where I am right now. And one of the beautiful things that this has enabled me to do is that I've bought it furnished. I am going to donate the whole unit of furniture and crockery, kitchen gear, everything to charity as soon as it's handed over to me. And then I will start fresh. And this is like my journey in the last few weeks. It's been quite emotional. Last night there was a few tears. You know, this has been a big achievement for me. And there have been some key people in my life who have supported me. But ultimately, if you want to achieve something, no matter how big or small it is, if you do the work, you can do it. And I just want to show that if you see me now, okay, yeah, pink hair, in this place, this, was hard work to get here. And I didn't give up. And I want to encourage you that if you've got a dream, that you, especially if you are an entrepreneur, if you have a dream of building this business, then do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, because if you really want to do it, you can. And that, can require, putting in some hard work, extra hours. If you follow me, I get up at anywhere between like 3 or 4 a.m. most mornings of the week so that I mentor, other entrepreneurs around the world. Because of the time zones, that's the best time for me to do it. That requires, hard work and dedication from me to support those entrepreneurs. But I love what I do. And this is also the other key thing is if you're passionate about your business, then don't let any of these other things stop you from pursuing that. And that was a lot of the things I have learnt from firstly being a student of attraction marketing and now a mentor with them. The skill set I have is so transferable to other things in my life. The same with doing this property deal. The skills that I now have are allowing me to do this. And I just want to encourage somebody who's watching, whether you're watching this live, hi Laura, sorry, I didn't see the messages coming through, or you're watching this on the replay, please, let me know what's the thing that you really want to achieve. What's your passion project that you want to pursue, to build, to be your thing? Because I'd love to know. We've all got our own thing. Just because I'm doing what I'm doing doesn't mean that that's what you want to do. But as entrepreneurs, we all have the same want, drive, dreams of doing the thing we're most passionate about. And that's why I love working with entrepreneurs. Because we're a different breed of people. We generally don't let the naysayers get to us. And look, it can be hard sometimes when, you've got people around you who are supposed to be close to you, don't agree with what you do, or they don't support what you do. Find the people that will support you. Okay? I have had to remove a lot of people out of my life over the last 5 years that were not supportive and were not good for me. And that's actually been a really, really positive thing. My circle of friends around me is quite small now compared to what it used to be. And I'm a much stronger, different person than I was 5 years ago. If you knew me 5 years ago, you'll know how this person that you're seeing on the screen right now didn't exist. She certainly wouldn't have dyed her hair pink. It was very blonde. So I wanted to use this live to encourage you that if you have a passion, a dream, a purpose, pursue it and don't let anybody stop you. Unless it's illegal. Please don't do something illegal, okay? Do the thing that makes you happy. And for me, the big thing was about being safe and secure. When I was homeless and had nowhere to live, no income even, my goal was to be safe and secure. And that's what I felt living in this unit. This was my safety now and my security. And it has now enabled me to do even more bigger and better things than I could have imagined 2.5 years ago when I moved in here. So I really want to encourage you, please don't give up. Laura, want my business to take off, going on close to 2 years and still pushing. Fantastic. See, don't give up. Because you know what? Breakthroughs always happen when you're hitting that wall. I talk about this with my students all the time. When you are hitting that wall, you're about to have a breakthrough, but you've got to keep hitting it, because this is where most people will give up, and you will never get to the other side of where there is the breakthrough, and it will come. I 5 years ago would not have thought I'm going to be sitting here right now where I am. I had given up on life. So, to look back and go, yes, I'm glad I didn't give up. Yes, it's been hard, but I didn't give up, and look at where I am now. So, Laura, I encourage you, keep pushing, keep upskilling. That's the one thing that I have done the whole time through these 5 years, is I kept working on myself, my skills, my mindset, the way that I think, the way that I speak, my language. I used to speak in a lot of negative with a lot of negative language. Once I started catching myself and becoming aware and switching my language, that also helped me as well. If you talk positively to yourself and to others around you, it changes what the universe is attracting to you. Law of attraction is a huge thing. I am a big believer in it. So if you are putting out negative language, well, you're just going to get negative language back. You start putting out the positive and you put out what you want in return, it's going to come to you. Okay? I could talk for hours on this subject, but my thing that I wanted just to give you all the sort of the highlights. One day I will go into the deep depths of some of what are the things that went on, but I want you to know that I wasn't always successful. I wasn't always doing well. And that if you're in a place at the moment where you're struggling, just know that if you keep working, you will have the rewards at the end. Okay? Life is a journey. Okay, we've got to push through those hard times and take them as lessons. There's a lot I have learnt over the last 5 years from the things I went through that now help me to where I am now. So I hope this helps someone who is watching and is, in a place where they're struggling, because just know that if you keep pushing, you can have what you want in life. And if you need support in your network marketing business, direct sales, I'm here to help. That's what I do. And I want all of us to succeed, because we can. If we want it, we can. So I would love to know where you're at. Please let me know in the comments, even on the replay. And if you do need help, then let's reach out. And, I have resources. I have things that I can help you with, and let's all succeed. Okay, like I have new goals now, like I'm hitting stuff now, but that I'm not giving up. There are more things I want to achieve. I want to help more people. So have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope that this helps you, honestly, because I think there's a reason that I needed to come on and talk about it with something that is not an easy topic. I'll be honest. I've struggled with this for the last few weeks because there's a lot of meaning in it. So have an awesome rest of your day, and I'm going to talk to you all really, really soon.